Tini will come and Selinda. I think we'll come and Selinda. Apapa come and Selinda. APC come and Selinda. Chitima come and Selinda. Feed if you come and Selinda to Western Ovi. What would you want, my people? I see your Nate. Go. Now, you know, there was a time we see a video where voices near Tinubu, was given a Apapa below. Go. Now, one knows the meaning of Zabira or Kuma watching Zabira being here for. Because, as I can tell you now, Apapa is not killing to see the Labour Party chairman. Kuma, what is now? Julius Aguruguru. It's not the, it's not the office saying nobody suspicion me. I can't suspicion him. I see you myself. To go and see the video. And
I'm here. Apapa is not here. Nobody is here. So I'm here. So no court has suspended me. The matters are in court and we are dealing with it. We are very sure that at the Court of Appeal, we will be able to get justice. It has come to my knowledge that mischief makers like Apapa and his group are busy carrying out propaganda and misinforming members of the general public. I know that members of the public already know them and know where they stand. But for the purpose of putting the record straight, hence it has become imperative for me to make these few clarifications. First, that no court has suspended me as the national chairman of Labour Party. I need to state here ab initio that I remain the national chairman of Labour Party.
Now you don't say Uncle, they never suspend him. Now come on, I go drop the video, go see where Baba is killing me. And now one of the lawyer don't want to boss him around. Say, this one they want to scatter the Labour Party. But all of their plan is coming to none of void. Well, that is coming to none of void because nobody is going to car. What I'm only going to beg you is subscribe. That's all you're doing for me. Subscribe. Come on, if you don't want to subscribe, but like him now, come on, comments in the comment section. What do you think about Apapa and this Ibrahim for us? Right, you go? What's the video to the end? Come on, let's skip even 1 minute because I will ask questions. I'm going to do quiz.
Right, that's going to wrap it up. A lot to be said. Nigerians are really reacting here. We just hope that Peter Obi would, take the bulls by the horns and, ensure that Apapa and Arambabi don't go beyond this. Of course, every Nigerian, one way or the other, just perceiving it that Arambabi and Apapa may have been sponsored. The kind of money Arambabi is displaying right now, having lawyers everywhere, sons everywhere to represent him, it clearly shows that there's more that meets the eye. Then again, that's when we'll wrap it up. Let's put in our comment section what's your take on all this drama. We'll keep you updated as more information keep coming. Have a nice time.
Are you a party official? Don't stand up for anybody. What are you saying? Who are you? Hello. Excuse me.
The Apapa led faction.
This is the seat of party official.
Who come first?
There's no result in the bishop. Don't go down the this is not the Party office. No result. Your business is not you forget. Why are you speaking for the party? No, are you a leader of the party? Are you a leader of the party? Take care of it. Court officials are the stand up and talk. Who are you? If you don't have seat here, leave this place. Excuse me, please. We don't reserve seat for anybody here. Yes. It is based on who goes No, just don't worry. Let's go place out. There's no seat for anybody.
No seat reservation, please. I made that announcement.
Can somebody
please? If you have any issues,
we are seated.
Thank you. Please.
We are seated.
Came this morning.
They are Russians.
The 5 musketeers, the Babalawo that want to take over Labour Party, and his co-travelers are here this morning. But they wanted to take over our seats. They wanted to take over, and he said no.
It's a lot of look at me.
Thank you, sir. Sweetheart, I kept your face at your face. Your face like.
Look at me.
the determination be made who controls the Labour Party at this time, according to law, not according to opinion or preference of any individual. If the legal position, if the matter of fact is that Lamid Apapa, as Deputy National Chairman of the Labour Party, is actually in charge as a result of the suspension of Julius Abure as National Chairman, acting anyway, if there is nothing to the contrary, sadly...
Well, there is something to the contrary, unfortunately, because the Labour Party, on their own part, insists that Lamid Apapa, alongside other executives, were suspended in April, and others were actually appointed to act in their positions in acting capacity.
It's important that the authorities, in this case, especially the Independent National Electoral Commission, has that understanding. But if, as we speak, the acting national chairman of the Labour Party is Lamid Apapa, whatever he does or says will affect the party, because that is a matter of fact and law. So that is an important determination to make. But Apapa wouldn't be this confident and this expressive if he doesn't seem to be standing on a very firm foundation to make that kind of, order, directing that council to the political party, hand over the briefs that they have received concerning the Labour Party. That is a very dangerous dimension, given the fact that Julius Abure has not been equivocal about the fact that these are paid agents who have been contracted to destabilize the Labour Party to the extent that they have successfully ensured that he has been suspended, and now they are making brazen effort to actually take over Labour Party cases, and the expectation in ultimate analysis is that they will simply just say the presidential in the presidential panel, election tribunal panel, with regarding the Labour Party, they are withdrawing their petition, not the petition of the candidate. But that has very, very grave implications for the fortunes of the candidate.
Frank, see, the matter has been adjourned to May 19, Friday, May 19, for further deliberations, okay? But then, let's look at the internal politics of the Labour Party. How better can they manage their internal politics to avoid situations where they'll be calling for one another's heads?
It's a normal thing. The political parties that that possess that kind of heartbeat, whether it was a PDP or APC and now the Labour Party, at every point in their progression often face this leadership crisis. And every national party chairman should understand that while he is so busy with national affairs, he should realize that there are a lot of banana peels waiting for him. It has happened to Uche Secondus, it has happened to Adams Oshemole. So you just find that some small disgruntled elements at the ward level that have often appeared insignificant to a party chairman can cause a sort of wreckage to this extent. Now, it's plain to all Nigerians that Julius Abure has been a very hard-working National Party chairman who has worked assiduously to ensure that the fortunes of the Labour Party are actually actualized. But to think that from nowhere, particularly from his Edo State base, that he's been hounded to the extent that giving somewhat credence to the accusations that have been leveled against him, to the extent that they've given potent bullets to the court to actually suspend him, which is very dangerous, because if it had been a final decision of the court, you could say you're going on appeal, you could say you stay in execution, but as we speak, Julius Abure is fighting from the rear. He has been suspended, and persons like Lamid Apapa are now laying claims to the control of the party. The danger here is Lamid Apapa appears to be on a hachette mission to destabilize the party and take over all its cases, and then making the All Progressive Congress and other parties that have won to be quite...
Who sent him on that mission?
We can't say, because what Julius Abure is saying in the media is pointing accusing fingers directly at the All Progressive Congress, that they are, but that's not substantiated. At what point did the APC give money to any of the parties or to cause sort of kind of havoc. The truth about it is that he's gone the same way as Uche Secondus and Alh.Suleiman when they were party chairmen. They didn't take care of the people back home. And again, with an ideologue like Peter Obi leading, being the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, and with the kind of movement that the obedience, caused across the entire world, one would think that they should have been very circumspect in the way they participated in their party politics. Exactly. But as we speak, we see some unknown elements taking over their fortunes, and then nothing. They are known because we don't know the folks in those states who just gathered and said that Julius Abure has been suspended as National Party chairman.
This is not synonymous to the Labour Party. Let's not forget the PDP national chairman, Iyoche Ayu, equally is suspended because of, same thing from the local government level. But at the end of the day, this is the reality of the Nigerian politics as we're looking at it today. But the Labour Party, you have highlighted, well, they did well, coming out of nowhere and coming third in the elections. One would have thought, they'll put their house in order, especially since they are at the tribunal. But here we are facing what it is today. So I ask you again, looking at from the legal perspective, you say Apapa is in charge of the party. Do you envisage a way where they'll be able to broker some sort of truce amongst, both factions for the interest of the party, which, by the way, sponsors a candidate, because the candidate has no stands in the petition or wherever in the court without...
Again, let me limit myself to your question anyway, because that's a conundrum, and I can quickly, allude to Section 133 of the Electoral Act. There are persons who have legitimate right to contest, to file a petition against any election. That is the candidate and the political party. But I wonder what a candidate would be standing to contest in a petition when his own party is saying he was withdrawing, and also saying that filing affidavits or to attest to the regularity of the election or the compliance of the election, so to speak, and wishing to and then sending out congratulatory messages to the party who has won. So the fortunes of that candidate will not be much. But I'll go back to your question where you said, is there any sort of hope that there will be a truce, there will be an agreement with this kind of body language, with this kind of expression that Lamid Apapa has made, with this kind of directive? The first thing he does is to ask all the election petition, lawyers handling all the election petitions for Labour Party to brief him, and then he limits it to a very unrealistic timeline of 48 hours. And then the next thing you see his lawyers writing letters to take over the cases. You don't expect any kind of truce in that situation.
So what is the way forward for the Labour Party? The
Labour Party is in a deep crisis as we speak. And if there is nothing, and I emphasize, there's nothing to the contrary, as a matter of fact and law, that limits Apapa from this mission that is on, then the Labour Party might just be headed for some doomsday.
Now, in crisis management, doomsday, you say, we know that consultation has to come before confrontation in crisis management. How better can the Labour Party, and indeed any other party for that matter, but in focus is the Labour Party, how better can that party manage its crisis?
Do you listen to the vitriol among them? Even in the way the woman in River State, the candidate in River State, referred to one common fellow Apapa. Who is he? And the man is there listening. Do you sometimes listen to Kenneth Okonkwo, the way he carries on, the way he addresses certain individuals in his own party? So we have yet to come to a situation where we regard when we regard party politics as a matter of national interest, common interest. Politics, until we redefine politics beyond that, that pony, that small interest that they pursue as individuals, we'll continue to have problems with our parties. Now, we as a country will be losing a lot if Labour Party goes into crisis that it may never recover from. Because, as a matter of fact, let us acknowledge that the resurrection of Labour Party from the doldrums was as a result of the towering personality of Peter Obi. And so, if Peter Obi cannot take responsibility at this time to say he is going to resolve the crisis. If it's not respected enough by these elements, particularly the ones who are giving these strange directives that are contrary to his interest, then who else will save the Labour Party?
So you're suggesting that vested interest is what eaten deep into the unity of the party?
Exactly. And again, there's no doubt about the fact that they were intervening forces that are external to it. I think Julius Abure may just be right. Unfortunately, he appears helpless. He's just shouting that he will go on appeal, as if he goes on appeal, he will be reinstated. No, he is fighting from the outside. Right now, he's suspended. There's nothing he can do. So the expectation is that if Lamid Apapa is not stopped, he might just be on a wreckage mission, and God help the Labour Party.
God help the Labour Party. Good place to actually drop the anchor tonight. But Lamid Apapa says, no one is sponsoring him. But of course, we wait for the courts to decide. Barrister Frank Tete, Arise News analyst, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you for coming tonight.